Yo,
Yo, yo, yo. What's up, dude?
not much. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Oh man, I am so excited to watch this movie. It's been forever since I've seen it.
How long would you say if you were to give an estimate on?
Oh, a good 8 years at least. I've
Yeah.
because I'd seen Army of Darkness when I was like a kid, and I feel like that was the only one I had seen. And then
Hmm.
I saw 1 and 2 within the last like 12 years, I'd say, since I've lived in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been so long. It's definitely been 8, 10 years maybe since I've seen this.
Yeah.
It's like barely like I can remember certain aspects of it, but I can't remember the movie as
Yeah.
a full movie.
Yeah, same. I just know that it's clearly a Raimi movie and Bruce Campbell is nuts in it and it's just, gosh, it's really exciting. Um Before we jump in, I
Hmm.
have a great piece of little news that I thought you'd get a kick out of. You might already know, but Nicolas Cage is going to star as Dracula in a new Universal monster movie.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, okay, according to the Hollywood Reporter, in a deal sealed with a vampire's kiss, Nicolas Cage is returning to a big studio movie and will play the meaty role of Dracula in Universal Pictures monster movie Renfield. Nicholas Holt from The Great and Warm Bodies and
Hmm.
all that is starring as the titular character, the vampire's count, infamous acolyte and henchman. It's unclear how Renfield takes on the dynamic as plot details are being kept in the coffin, but the project is described as a modern day adventure story that is comedic in tone.
Hmm.
Yeah.
How did
Yeah.
I not know that?
I literally I was scrolling through Instagram right before we jumped on and that popped up and I was like, what better place to share that bit of gold than on this before we jump in.
Hmm. Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wonder if he's gonna do like the Bela Lugosi route, or if he's gonna go the Christopher Lee route, or if he's just gonna go just like off, his rocker and like do his own thing. Because I know that when he was in Kick Ass, he was trying to do the Adam West thing, and he
Uh-huh.
was speaking like Adam West and Batman. So, and I know that he's kind of a big nerd with like superheroes and horror movies and stuff. So, I'm sure there'll be some homages in there. What do
How
you
do you
think?
feel about him playing?
I I honestly think he's an incredible actor. Yeah, his track record has been spotty in the last decade, but I feel like over the last couple of years, he's really embraced that kind of, craziness of his, own, creation. Like Mandy, gosh, what was that one where he's in like the Chuck E. Cheese type place and all the animatronics come to life? Um
Um,
Oh, god, it just came out. And then Pig, he's, like, really embracing it, and that's kind of fucking cool, I think. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, it's uh, and I feel like he's always kind of been that actor, but especially now in recent memory,
Right.
where it can either go really well or it
Yeah.
can go terrible.
Oh, so bad. So bad.
And that's I'm kind of intrigued by that now because he could be really, really good, or it
Mhm.
could just be awful.
I mean, we saw what happened the last time Universal tried to make some monster movies, So,
Mm,
yeah.
that's it. That's it. Yeah, you see, and is this see, this is what I don't who did it say who was directing this movie? No?
It did not. I could do some research real quick and see, but, it didn't say.
The
Let
only
me
reason I ask is because, obviously that Tom Cruise Mummy movie that came out and that didn't
Mhm.
go well, and then Lee Wanell who done
Upgrade and
yeah,
yeah,
and
I like him a lot.
he done The Invisible Man, and that was so well received that
So
they
good.
decided to, I think, allow him. from what I had heard, he was basically given the keys to the Universal Monsters universe,
Mm,
and they were going to
mhm.
let him do Dracula. They were going to let him do Wolfman. They were going to let him do Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, Frankenstein,
Yeah, but now
all of them.
what is this going to be his movie, or is this like a separate?
I don't know. Okay, so, this is interesting. One of the screenwriters is Robert Kirkman, a la Walking Dead and
Hmm.
Invincible, so that is good. It's definitely gonna be violent, that's for sure. And then the director is a director named Chris McKay. The most recent thing he directed was The Tomorrow War, that Chris Pratt movie from
Oh yeah,
Amazon,
yeah, yeah.
but he also directed, the Lego Batman movie, and then he's done a bunch of just, like, random, Robot Chicken, random stuff like that. So he's an up and coming director. But I mean, hey, it's got
Big
some
IP to
parts.
take on. That's a
What's
huge IP to take on.
Geez, yeah, of course. But from what it sounds like from the little bit I read is that Renfield is going to be the more kind of character main character of the film,
Mhm.
whereas, uh Dracula is going to be not necessarily a supporting character, but not going to be like
Yeah,
the main
yeah,
character.
yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
I don't know, I'm excited. We haven't seen Dracula on screen in a long time.
Uh-huh.
When was the last time, Dracula Untold maybe with Luke Evans? Maybe that was it? I don't know. I
What
only
is
saw I only saw bits and pieces of that, and I like him, but
Yeah, you know what's funny? The lore and the storyline they were going for was actually really inventive, and
yeah, 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 yeah.
and I really did enjoy. There's a couple of really good YouTube videos, um, kind of about the backstory and the lore that was
Mhm.
involved in different things, which are really good. But all of them kind of point out like the movie just didn't portray any of this really.
Yeah.
It set up this world, and it just didn't. I think I had mentioned it in past streams about normally every September I go to Florida for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
in 2014, I think it was when Dracula Untold came out, they actually had a Dracula Untold uh, haunted house or whatever.
Interesting.
And I think it was like voted like one of the worst houses they've ever had. And you know what, right? I actually didn't mind it so much, but I guess compared to a lot of what people are used to with something like Universal,
Right.
it was very basic. It was just like y- a a broken entrance to some sort of a castle, and then just like dark hallways with fog.
Oh, that's
And like,
lame.
yeah, and everyone like I think like the running joke was like, "Ah, well, it was like a haunted maze version of the movie." It was just terrible.
Well, it's like it's unfortunately one of those properties where they probably weren't super excited
Yeah,
about it, but they're
yeah,
like, "Well, it's one of ours, so we have to
yeah.
do something
We'll
with
just
it."
do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Swedish horror nerd. What's up? What's up, dude? Um, yeah, I am way too much of a wuss to go to Halloween Horror Nights. I everyone's like, "You should go. You'd have so much fun." I don't know. I don't know
I
if I
think
can
you would.
take it. Yeah, maybe one of these days. Maybe I'll get drunk and go, because I feel like
I
if I got stoned and went, then I would just have like a panic attack.
Potentially, yeah, but I feel like it's one of those things. I always watch people, and I'm the worst. I wouldn't mind like I talk about it as if I do really enjoy it, and obviously I travel across the world to go and do it. But
Mhm.
I would be lying if I said that, when I'm with a group or anything, I don't want to walk in first. I don't
Oh
want to be last.
no, 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 no.
Like I'm just as much of a pussy as somebody who probably hates that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But I definitely see it like you obviously like groups of people and couples and different things, and like everybody's kind of scared going in. But then at the other end, when everyone's coming out, like everybody's like laughing and
really fun,
yeah,
excited
yeah,
and
it's just like
fun.
one of
Yeah,
those things.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot. You got to try to make it to LA one of these days for Monster Palooza. That's a
Oh,
lot
dude,
of fun.
that's like a dream for me.
Yeah, Monster Palooza is great. I've been, gosh, 4 times, 5 times now. it's great, and I
Oh,
mean,
really?
they get great people.
Yes, yeah.
Last time I went, they had Tom Savini and Robert Englund and Linda Blair. Um, Swedish Horror Nerd. What exactly is Halloween Horror Nights? I have heard about it a lot, but never got the idea what it is. It's basically so Universal Studios, the big movie studio, they have their own theme park there, and they have rides and stuff. It's not quite as big as Disneyland. It's actually quite a bit smaller, but around Halloween, they do a really famous kind of different haunted houses and horror experience because they have a lot of the great horror properties like Psycho and all the Universal monsters and Walking Dead. What else? House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mhm.
Basically, like all the great horror properties.
Yeah, I think the best part about them is obviously they have don't get me wrong, I enjoy as a person who enjoys that stuff, I enjoy any kind of haunted attraction around Halloween, but
Hmm.
I guess with the real, draw with them is if you're a horror fan, it's as close as you could probably ever get to being in any of those things because they have the budget is so high.
Oh, for sure. It's kind of like going to Disneyland and being in, the Disney movies,
Yes.
riding the Peter Pan ride
Yeah.
or, shit like that. Yeah. Oh, Monster Palooza is great. You've got to check it out one of these days. I was gonna go this year with my buddy Aran and his dad, but they canceled it because of COVID. They canceled it maybe like 2 weeks out,
Mhm.
3 weeks out, which is a bummer. Oh, Dana, yeah, because Dana's in LA too, so yeah. Oh, and was this close to getting a picture and autograph with Fairuza Balk from The Craft. She's great. I think Fairuza Balk is such a great actress,
Mhm.
and she was kind of big in the 90s and has done some stuff since, but not well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll check her IMDb and maybe she's done a lot of like CSIs and Law and Orders and all that. Yeah.
Swedish Horror says, "Is it a haunted house event at Universal Parks? Is it available in the Universal Studio Parks in Paris because Universal has one?" Is that not
Oh.
Disney?
Oh, I think I think Disney is in Paris, not Universal, but I could be wrong. I didn't know if they did, I didn't know Universal had any international parks.
The only international park I think that Disney or Universal have is, yeah, Universal Singapore.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they did
Huh.
have one in Spain somewhere, and I think it all just fell apart, and they were supposed to bring funny story, actually, they were supposed to bring one to Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, and then Disney wanted to the original plan, I think, was Disney wasn't supposed to go to Paris, it was supposed to come to Dublin, just outside Dublin,
Whoa. How do
and
you feel about that?
I don't know what happened, it was something to do with the governments here and planning permission and
Mm.
all these different things, they all basically just got in the way, so Disney were like, "You know what? We're just gonna go somewhere else." So they lost.
Oh, bummer. Because that would have brought in a ton of tourism and a lot of money, I'm sure.
Yep.
Well, never say never. Could happen again.
So instead we got, this thing called Tato Park.
What's that?
So we have, like, we have a really famous Irish we call them crisps, but they're
Yeah,
for you guys
potato chips, yeah.
and, it's the guy on the front of it kinda looks like a potato dressed in, like, a suit with a hat.
Kinda like Mr. Peanut.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
they call him Mr. Tato, and I'm assuming Tato is supposed to be like a take on, like, potato. And, we got Tato Park, which is, like, his theme park.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, it's so it no, actually, you know what? I don't even class it as a theme park. It's it's supposed to be. It has one roller coaster. It's a wooden
Oh.
roller coaster. I think it's like the biggest wooden or it was the biggest wooden coaster outside of the States at one point.
Oh.
It's called the Cú Chulainn, which is based on that's actually an old Irish warrior. That's kind of cool. You see that as you first come up to the park. Other than that, all it has is like you know those like removable fairground rides.
Mhm. Yeah, like carnival rides.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like Tilt-A-Whirl and
yeah,
stuff
like
like that.
the rest of the park is just that. It doesn't actually have any like
Ugh.
actual rides. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Mr. Tato fucking up. Come on, man. Get some money behind you. Well, I know we're still waiting on Hans
Mr.
because he's been having some trouble, but should we get into the movie? Do you want to start this thing?
Yeah, let's go
Yeah,
first. So
let's do it. All right, and for people in the States, it's currently streaming on HBO Max. If you want to join in, outside of the States, I think you could probably rent it on Amazon, or I don't know what other options would they
the
have.
main place I see for outside of the States and Canada seems to be YouTube. I think it's 249 to rent.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. So that's always nearly my go-to because outside of the States, there's so many different streaming platforms for Europe and stuff, and it just gets confusing.
Hmm.
So normally I just kind of default to YouTube and go, yeah, look, 250.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea for sure.
Okay, so give us the countdown then whenever you're ready.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right. Oh wow, it says NC-17 graphic violence on this one.
Oh,
On
really?
on HBO, yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh my god. I'm so excited. Gosh, 1981. Wow.
This shot is like so like I always every time I see this kind of camera work, immediately I'm like Evil Dead.
Mhm. Oh yeah. It's just it's so cool seeing how confident Sam Raimi was in his vision, even as, a super young filmmaker like
Yeah.
this. He knew what he wanted, he knew what he was doing, and yeah.
And kind of I guess to speak to the same kind of thing. And I love that about guys like him. They always kind of back
Mhm.
themselves regardless. And you hear these stories about like maybe they remortgage their house or they like sell all their stuff and to
Yeah.
fund
Uh-huh.
projects.
Yeah.
And I had recently seen it wasn't a filmmaker, but um there was a guy who I can't remember what the company was for. It could have been a production company or something like that. And
Mhm.
they had made like X amount of money on a particular week of the year. I can't remember which week it was. It was sometime coming up to Christmas around now.
Mhm.
He had cut together, he was like filming basically a documentary about him.
Mhm.
And he put like from 2018, I think, whatever it was, he only managed to sell and pitch or whatever something for I think 1800, and that was like 2 years in a row. He sold like these short movies or something like that for like less than 2 grand, and
Oh.
he kept plugging at it and learning and constantly putting himself out there and doing all this stuff. And he talks about it, and then it shows him from this year, and
Uh-huh.
he's managed to sell a script for $100,000, and
Whoa.
got some like big contract now coming up, and he's got all these different things going on. It was just talking about like backing yourself or
Mhm.
whatever your thing is.
Well, I mean, look at Robert Rodriguez. He, basically checked himself into a hospital and had all these experiments done on himself to make $7,000 to make El Mariachi, which, you know,
I mean,
seven
it
thousand
worked out.
dollars. Jeez, that's nothing. That's
Mhm.
nothing. Even back then. And I've heard him talk about the movie and talk about the film and how he basically edited everything in camera, only did everything once. Oh my god, the dialogue between these guys is so hilarious. And they almost got hit by the car, and just that like in the window that
I forgot as well in this movie how strange a lot of the angles and the shots are.
Yeah, uh-huh. And wasn't that Bruce Campbell's car, or was it Sam Raimi's car?
Um,
I know it's one of their
yeah,
cars.
yeah, you're right there. It definitely was.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I know that he puts it in all of his movies as kind of a, uh,
And
little
I'm not
Easter egg in all
sure.
of his movies.
Swedish Arner says the Oldsmobile Delta is Sam Raimi's.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Thank you for that clarification.
Um, I want to say I seen somewhere that. Oh yeah, here it is. So Bruce Campbell put up his family's property in northern Michigan as collateral, so that Sam Raimi not only could finish the film but also blow it up to 35 millimeter film, which was required for a theatrical release. Raimi was so grateful for his financial contribution, he credited him as a co-producer.
Whoa. And what a excuse me. What a great thing as like young people, especially, me being in the industry, there's nothing
Mhm.
cooler than getting a bunch of your friends together and just like, hey, let's just make some shit. Let's just make it happen, you know? And you could tell clearly that these guys were talented, you know, even though they had no money but they're just intuitive and just resourceful and they just made it work.
But it that goes to show you as well, like I I don't want to say I wouldn't do it, but like that is a putting your family house up as collateral for a dude to make a movie.
That's
Like you've really got to
yeah.
believe
Of course, because for all the times that it's worked, can you imagine the many, many more times where
that
it
it.
hasn't worked?
Mm.
Yeah. And would you say that this is the kind of first cabin in the woods kind of movies?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, because I feel like horror movies before Halloween were, in big cities or, in medieval castles and stuff like that. But then Halloween was the one that really kind of brought it to the suburbs. And then I feel like, in the 70s and the early 80s, it was all, suburban and college campuses and
Yeah.
whatnot. But now this is kind of out in the woods again where they're all by themselves. Oh man, so good.
Okay, so a 1970s low budget film called Equinox, which was a big influence apparently on Evil Dead, was the first considered horror film to feature a cabin in the woods.
Oh.
However, The Evil Dead has popularized the cabin in the woods horror movies. While Raimi's film was not the first to feature a cabin, it did popularize it. Once his film released in theaters, it was an immediate success, and other similar films began to appear.
Mhm. I mean, can you imagine too, just making a movie for pennies and then just getting a theatrical release and it making tons and tons and tons of money? Like
To the
Paranormal
point where,
Activity.
yeah, like it must be bizarre. I know, I guess those guys are on a completely different wavelength, but it must be strange if I don't know if they ever meet up now, for dinner or drinks or something like that, and just sit back and think like, you know, what however many years ago, we all had this idea, and now we're sitting here in post production on another Evil Dead movie. We've had a TV show, we've been in theme park attractions, we've had merchandise and
Video
yeah,
games.
comics,
Yeah.
like
Just from
cosplay.
something that came out of their head, and it's basically kind of not all of their livelihood. I mean, Sam Raimi went on to direct, Spider-Man, which at the time,
Mhm.
that first Spider-Man movie was the highest grossing movie ever
Yeah.
made at that point. But yeah, it's really pretty incredible. It's really cool.
I know like a lot of those guys, you know, they're busy and they've got other things going on and they don't sit back and just reflect on it all the time. But
Mhm.
there's got to be a point of reflection where you're like, God damn, like that, this is
Yeah.
crazy. How did this all happen?
Yeah. And what a cool thing for, I believe the guy directing the new one is Lee Cronin, I believe. Irish director, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so Lee Cronin, I mean, can you imagine him sitting around and being like, "Okay, so, like, what was this like?" And hearing the stories.
Yep.
I hear so many interviews with, actors and older directors and stuff, and they talk about working with these giant stars and just sitting and shooting the shit and hearing all the stories. That's
Yeah,
that's
and
what
like
I
so
would do.
he obviously, well, obviously because he got that job, but he was saying like that he he adores Evil Dead, and that was part of the reason why he pitched so hard to get the movie and whatever. So that must be
Mhm.
like another level then of crazy to be such a fanboy of
Mhm.
it, and then to get the chance to, you know, go to New Zealand with Bruce Campbell and Sam Raimi and all these people and sit down and actually make this movie.
Jeez, yeah. Did you oh wow, whoa, what are they making in that blender? Looks like beet juice or something.
Dana says, "Love the opening camera work as a camera."
Vasocam, the rigging of those cameras were amazing for the time. Yeah, definitely. Just them going through the forest and yeah, the like you said, the shots at the beginning.
Oh, interesting fun fact there from Swedish Horror Nerd. Equinox was made by Dennis Moran.
Mhm.
Made it when he was 24. He would go on to do the effects on Indiana Jones and Jurassic Park.
Whoa. That's huge.
Yeah, those are some big names.
Yeah, seriously. Well, then that's just kind of goes to show you like talent is talent. He
Yeah,
he made this like really low budget movie, but he was clearly talented. Same with Sam Raimi, like, you could tell he's clearly talented. Oh, they're just getting ready to go into the cellar. I don't like cellars either. They're super creepy.
yeah,
There's nobody has a basement or a cellar here in California because of the earthquakes, but growing up for me, there was always a scary basement or a scary cellar somewhere.
I don't think. Well, there is like, you know, certain houses here do have them, but on a standard,
Mhm.
a basement or a cellar here is like a. I would go as far as to say, if I were to even mention to somebody younger than me, so I'm 30, so
Mhm.
I would imagine that if I was to mention to anyone younger than me a basement, they would have literally no concept of what.
Really?
Yeah, like, 'cause you very, very, very rarely see basements or cellars over here.
Huh.
Yeah, strange. I don't know
Interesting.
why.
Very strange. I wonder why in Ireland why you wouldn't have cellars or
And
or
but
basements.
it was kinda the other way, so, like, the architecture here, because there was a lot of, I don't wanna call them slaves, but
Indentured servants.
yeah, like servants and things like that.
Mhm.
If you look at a lot of, even here, like, if you go to, like, some of the main streets, you'll see, like, the buildings are, like, the houses are really tall,
Right.
yeah, but they're really narrow, and they have
Mhm.
these, like, really long, weird looking, like, elongated windows, and you'll have, like, 3 stories of those,
Hmm.
and then at
Uh-huh.
the very top, you'll have a set of windows as well, but they're always, like, these little. They're made exactly the same as the huge windows, but they're like these tiny little crushed down, and I always wondered, I was like, "Why does everything on this entire row, why do all the houses look like that with those little weird windows?" And what it was all the rich people and stuff that would live there, their servants would live up in the top of the house,
Huh.
so they would give them these little tiny windows just for a bit of light or whatever. So they would have basically like what I'm in right now, like an attic conversion, essentially.
Oh,
And they would be,
interesting.
like, put up there at night or whatever and locked up there.
Oh, jeez. It's not all like down. It all wasn't like Downton Abbey, was it?
No.
Okay. Oh, now they're getting to. They're in the cellar now, and Bruce Campbell's leading the way.
So let's say, right, you're getting some friends, fiance, whatever, a group, and you're gonna get an Airbnb somewhere out in the woods or up in the mountains or something like that. And you get there and everything's cool and fun, and then you find this trapdoor thing.
Nope.
Yeah, I think I just leave.
Nope. I have seen too many movies. I just no. Nope. It's like the way Eddie Murphy talks about so first of all, this is a roundabout story. Jordan Peele got the idea for Get Out from Eddie Murphy's stand-up. And oh, he's here. Hey. Hans is here.
Is it doing the same thing?
No.
No? Still?
Nope.
You're good.
Now? How about now?
You're good.
Fuck you, technical issues.
But so Eddie Murphy talks about how he would never deal with the cabin they shot in didn't have a cellar. It's all fake. Whoa, I didn't know that.
Nor did I.
He talks about how he'd never deal with a haunted house where he's like, oh, this is a beautiful house. Get out. Okay, I guess we have to leave. Bye, everybody.
What's your time frame at right now?
Let's see.
How far are you in, I guess?
1455, 1456, 1457.
Okay, I'm a little behind you. I'm at 1244, 45.
Let's see. Yeah, 1508, 1509, 1510.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna fast forward.
You haven't missed. You won't have missed much at that point. They're just working their way down into the cellar.
I'm at like 15, 20-ish.
Oh, but here's the Necronomicon. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's something I really want to get.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, they have some cool for that.
You could probably find one on Etsy or something. I bet.
I was going to attempt to make my own one.
Ooh, that would be cool.
And I can't remember the name of it. The Kandarian dagger, is it?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Something like that. Are you guys fans of Bruce Campbell?
Yeah.
Yes, love him.
He's great.
No, I wasn't saying that because I was about to follow it up with I don't like him, but why is it that you like him?
Oh, do you know, Josh?
No, that I've never really thought about it. I just do. Like,
I think for me, he's got this kind of like charming kind of likability to him.
Yeah.
He's kind of in on the joke.
Yeah, I like how hard he tries when no one should be trying that hard in some of the shit that he does.
Yeah.
Like, he takes it seriously, but also it's cheese. Yeah, he just knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It feels authentic. Like, he's a man who knows what he's about.
Exactly. Yeah.
My girlfriend actually got hooked on Evil Dead and Bruce Campbell and anything to do with him, literally based off of one line, I think, from the promo for the Evil Dead TV show. I think it's the scene where he's in. Have you guys seen that?
No.
I saw the first season.
Yeah, you know the scene where he's in the trailer or whatever, and I think he like shoots the old lady or something like that, and he's like, he says something, and he's like, oh, and I also need some cardio as well because my heart is jackhammering or whatever. Like what was it, like something on prom night?
Yeah,
and, like, she's just like
a virgin on prom night.
Yeah, something like that. Like, and it was just whatever one liner, and then I was just showing her some clips, and she was like, yeah, no, I'm in. And then she actually became, I think, more obsessed with the Evil Dead than I was. I was kind of like, yeah, I don't want to watch it again. Just
leave
it alone.
I haven't seen any of them.
I saw the first season I liked, and then I think I lost access to Stars or something. So I'll Gorecast. Hello, howdy.
What up?
Maybe I'm incorrect here, but I want to say that the guys from Gorecast are from Ireland. I've definitely seen them before doing live streams and different things. They're actually on I think AmericanHorrors.com.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if that's not the same people I'm talking about.
Just give a plug to people who aren't even here.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing the recording that's saying all the incantations and all the shit is stirring in the forest.
I think another reason I like Bruce Campbell is because I like Sam Raimi, and he obviously loves him. And anytime a director's like, I love this actor, I feel like they must be a good dude.
Totally. Oh, that's a good point too. Yeah. That's us, Gorecast said.
So you nailed it.
Thank God.
Nailed it.
If you want to actually pop your socials and links or whatever, or just a little paragraph about what you guys do, and I'll pull it up on screen.
Yeah.
Did the last stream we did it get taken down too? I know you've been having a problem with those on YouTube. Do they tell you why, or they just take it down?
Well, do you remember that time? Because
I was trying to think of the reasons why it could be. Like,
well, I thought it was
if you saw someone drinking, is that like a reason to take it down, or like
if someone
that I'm smoking and someone thought it was weed? But like, who's complaining about that?
I mean, people are smoking weed on YouTube all the time.
Yeah, I was just going through all the different things I could possibly think of why it could get taken down.
This seems like a really dusty cabin to go stay in with your friends. But I mean, like, when we were 19, 20, 21, we were fine sleeping on floors and
especially if there's a possibility that you could get laid.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Get laid, get drunk.
Sleeping on floors in our house. My bed was on the floor.
Yeah, I remember that.
Didn't need all the pomp and circumstance of a bed frame.
Bruce Campbell's so young.
Yeah, I know.
And trim that unibrow, broski. I think he finally figured it out later.
He's also like accessibly handsome. Like, some guys just look so good. You're like, I hate that guy.
Yeah. He's approachably handsome.
Yeah.
I feel like he's aged like wine as well.
Yeah, he looks good.
Hello, listener.
You guys hear that?
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Hello, Whistler? Is that what it said?
Yeah, what was that? It sounded like hello, listener. That was weird. Oh, Ash. Beautiful.
Such a charmer.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if it didn't always seem like he had that scar on his chin. Maybe that's just me.
I don't know.
Do you remember the Adventures of Briscoe County Jr., the Western show that Bruce Campbell was the lead in back in the
I don't think I've even heard of that.
In the late 90s. Yeah, it was called, I think it was called The Adventures of Briscoe County Jr. It was like a Western TV show that he was the lead in, and he was the star. Ooh, boobies.
Ooh, 80s boobs.
Oh, it was Aran's intro to his podcast, it says. Swedish Horror Nerd, his podcast is haunting us.
I wonder where that played from, because I don't have anything.
It's probably the lost episode that we did with you.
The House of a Thousand Corpses one.
Release me.
I've had so many issues with different things, and Actually, funny when you were saying about the streams getting taken down. I think it all started. Do you remember the night? I can't remember what movie we watched, but we stayed on stream for like 2 hours afterwards, drinking and talking shit.
No, I don't remember anything ever. So
I'm trying to think. What did
was
we
it
do?
that Netflix movie that we watched?
Yes.
Or
Yeah, that really bad like vampire.
yeah, well, it wasn't that bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that
airplane one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that movie.
Mm.
it was all right.
Uh-oh.
I think the stream was
Why-
like 4.5 hours long.
First
Yeah,
of
we
all,
got-
if
we
you're
got
hearing
into it.
noises, why go outside?
Yeah, I always ask these questions. Is like,
Why go outside?
Actually, now I was drinking Tito's and like Monster, so I
'Cause
was,
didn't we
I was
bring
on
somebody
with it.
didn't we bring somebody else in?
Yeah,
Charlotte,
I
probably,
brought
right?
Charlotte in
Yes. Yeah.
and then left because I may have consumed too much.
I remember here. I
There
couldn't
may
make it
have
for
been
that one because I
some
think I was working.
regurgitation,
Oh no!
and I never puke, so.
What are you doing? Why are you going out into the forest with a robe on, looking? Nope. If I hear noises outside, I lock the doors. I lock the windows. I draw
Yeah.
the shades. No.
Why do you go investigate? Like, to what end? What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
it's just a squirrel, then it's a squirrel. If it's something horrible, you can't do anything about it.
Oh, nice. Gorecast is on Roku. Nicely done. Yeah, a horror
Ooh.
comedy sketch show. Oh, nice. I gotta add that to my list.
Yeah, I have a Roku on my other TV. It's always telling me to watch their channel, and I didn't know what it was.
With some movie
Now I have a
news,
reason.
news, we're on American Horror's Roku every Sunday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern News Channel AMHOR to add American Horrors to your Roku listings. Nice one.
Note that down.
This just reminds me because they kind of did a very similar scene shot to this in the Wish Me Luck. I'm trying to score an interview with him at this weekend at LA Comic-Con with Bruce Campbell. Holy shit.
Ooh,
Dana, that's awesome. You got to post that.
hell yeah.
Whoa. Okay, the branches are taking hold. Holy shit. This is very jarring. You go get it, Dana, Gorecast said. Oh my god. And the music too, where it's like it sounds like bees like buzzing.
Swedish Horror Nerd there has some throwback for you there, Hans.
I did. I don't
Whoa.
have any memory of that. That's awesome.
Neither do I, which is funny.
Now I want to go back and watch that.
That was the one where from that point on, I've had problems. And I don't know whether that was because we were all so fucked up. Because when you left that time, I think I was there with Charlotte for like probably over an hour. And I remember
Well, she's
at
the
one
best,
point,
right?
yeah, but I remember at one point having that internal dialogue of being like, I am so fucked up right now and I have no idea how to exit this entire thing.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, she'll talk to you forever.
Ooh,
Not even that. I was
She's
like,
a
how do I end
conversationalist.
the stream? And how do I not seem rude? And how do I not make out that I'm absolutely fucked out of my mind?
Oh
Yeah,
god.
sorry for putting you in a situation where you didn't know the person.
Well, it worked because
But,
I was
well,
absolutely-
I knew who it was, and it's like, it's gonna be fine. She's friends with
This is
everybody.
quite jarring. How do you broach this subject with your friends? So it's just like, okay, you're gonna be in my movie. Okay, cool. We're gonna have a scene with you out in the forest, and you get sexually assaulted by a tree branch. Wait, what?
I'd say, when do we shoot? or what's the tree look like? Oh, speaking of Bruce Campbell, we are doing Spider-Man 2, the Raimi one. I love the whole thing where if they were going to do the fourth one, he was going to be Mysterio because he shows up throughout.
I
So I think that
Oh,
was
yeah.
what could have been.
I love Spider-Man 2 so much.
It's great. I love it.
I just recently spent an entire day watching all 3 of the originals, the Raimi ones, back to back.
I
started at the beginning of work and watched it till the end.
I can't wait to see, what's the actor's name that plays Doc Ock?
Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait to see him.
I know.
Hello, Peter.
Yeah. If Sony was smart, they would do a Spider-Man 4 now with like the Tobey, the Raimi.
Who knows?
Why
they
not?
might.
They've established multiverse shit. People understand it.
That would be huge.
Just make a 4th one. Why not?
Spider-Man 2 is the best one still, in my opinion. It's really good.
It is. That's the general consensus, but I think it's probably just nostalgia based, but the first one's my favorite. It's close, but
yeah.
I just remember, I mean, that was the era of like terrible, anything that was superhero related was just fucking awful. Like it was low budget, it looked like shit, and they changed stuff because people didn't, or executives didn't think anyone would.
They
like,
didn't think it would
like,
work.
Everything's too weird, like too silly, like. And that was like the first time it's like, oh my god, this is actually what I read in the comics.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even like the first X-Men.
Oh, I love the first
I was like, where's my purple Sentinels?
Yeah.
Which they never gave us, which is bullshit.
I still think the opening scene of the first X-Men movie is one of like the most powerful things I've seen in a superhero movie. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. She finally got into the house. Thank God.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of those X-Men movies.
Yeah, well, I think Tom Holland is a great Spider-Man. I feel like Sam Raimi did a really great job of capturing like the comic booky kind of feel of the.
It was this weird like standalone universe that was silly and over the top and vibrant and colorful. It just works because it's Sam Raimi.
But still super intense and super dramatic and brutal and nasty and
yeah, I love his fight at the end. With, it's so rough.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it feels like you feel like he's getting his ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Like the close-ups and just the brutality of it.
Yeah.
He kind of sneaks up on you with that. And he does that in the second one with like the operating room scene.
Oh, and just like the Doc Ock Spider-Man fight scene as they're like falling down that big skyscraper.
Before the famous train scene.
I saw somebody posted that on Instagram recently, and it just said Spider-Man's got hands.
I think my biggest problem with Spider-Man 2 is Doc Ock's just a guy, and Spider-Man's wailing on him in the head over and over and over. Like he's not super powered, he's not anything. Like
that would crush his skull in one
exactly. Because Spider-Man's famous for pulling his punches, but he was trying to kill Aunt May, so he probably was going all out on that. Tiny issue, but.
Swedish Horror says the Sandman storyline in part 3 is the best one. The rest of part 3 is cringe, but with all
the Neil Gaiman,
all the Sandman is best.
Is that what
the
we're
Sandman, Thomas Hayden Church in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, yeah, I hated that retcon of like he killed Uncle Ben. So dumb.
The Necronomicon is
now in Aaron's computer. Yeah, Tom Holland, I think he's really great.
Who is living better than Tom Holland?
He is killing it. He's Nathan Drake.
He is the best life of all time.
He's killing it. He's dating Zendaya. Yeah. Like he's #killing it. Andrew Garfield is my favorite acting wise. Tom Holland writing and Tobey Maguire is the funniest and the best Peter Parker. I mean, I thought Andrew Garfield did what he could with Spider-Man, and I think he's a great actor. He's so talented. He's so great. But I think Hans and I have talked about this too. I think the problem that they did is that they made Spider-Man too cool.
Yes, he was too cool.
Yeah.
I did love his as Spider-Man. He did the like the quips while he's fighting people.
Yeah, that was great.
Silly. That was the best it's been done.
Mm-hmm.
They just tried to do too many weird things in that. They like tried to make his parents like characters and like explain shit that's just not something you do.
Yeah.
Like that's always been kind of a thing in the comics. It's just like it's like you don't explore the Joker's backstory. You don't explore his parent. Like they're just gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because the shit, it's kind of like with the chainsaw scene in Scarface. The shit that you make up in your mind is going to be way crazier than anything.
It's just no one was ever asking for like, man, I wonder what happened to his parents. No one cares. They're dead.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love the 80s synth music, too.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Bridge. The bridge is out!
I would like to give somebody... Does anybody know what the budget for this movie was?
Oh, man.
I'll pull it up if you guys want to guess.
I'm guessing in like the tens of thousands.
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
I'm going to say 100,000. And that's
All right.
a stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is over 100, but...
Let's see.
Watch now. It's going to be like way off. It's going to be like 500,000 or some shit. 250,000.
I mean, it's hard to make an actual movie for
budget
$100,000.
350,000. Gross, worldwide gross, $2.8 million. That's quite the turnaround.
Yeah, but it's made so much more after the fact, I got to assume.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine how much money?
Office.
Can you imagine how much money this made on like take home, like video rentals?
Yeah, DVDs and all that shit.
Oh my
Or
god!
VHS,
This is right at the inception of beta and VHS.
Yeah, VHS and Betamax.
Oh jeez, yeah.
I was, because what I was going to say was I would love to give somebody $350,000 now and see could they come up with like, I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but just as regards of being inventive and just kind of doing your own thing and like all those weird, like,
complete freedom, no notes from a studio, just go be your creative self and make something weird and interesting.
I bet you could. I bet somebody could.
Blumhouse does a little bit of that.
Yeah.
To a higher extent. They'll give you a couple $1 million to go make a movie.
Oh, she turned. You
also often see some of like the coolest shit when they have no money because they have to get creative and like this. It's like the playing with no net. You know, you find an extra gear, another level of what you can do.
When I interviewed Eduardo Sanchez about the Blair Witch Project, he spoke about that a lot. He was like, look, we had no money. We were like fresh out of college.
Agree with the Joker.
What were we going to do? He was like, we had to make up all this like cool lore and stuff because we didn't have any.
Yeah.
There was never going to be a witch.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, look at all the movies that had all of the money.
Yeah.
To do everything they wanted, and it was shit.
Yeah. I mean, you'll even see someone make something for nothing and it's awesome, and then they get a big studio movie with a shit ton of money, and it's just like, that sucked.
There was always something about the mannerisms and like
the
Achilles.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
That was one thing that always freaked me out though about Evil Dead. The mannerisms when they're possessed and just how they look. They all look different, but they all have like kind of the same look.
Yeah.
I agree with what Swedish said, by the way. Completely. Didn't mean to interrupt, sorry.
Oh, all good.
I love my comic books. Every stream ends up half of it's talking about comic books. I can't help myself. At least this one had a through line to it with Raimi.
That looks like a doll or something.
There's a scene in, I actually think it's in the first season of Ash versus the Evil Dead, where two cops go into a house. Remember that scene, JP?
Oh, yeah.
The dude, I think it is, gets possessed. I'm not gonna lie, right? I watched that thing with like big, like wireless headphones on, like on a laptop in the dark room. When she shines the flashlight on him and he turns around and he has that weird like eyes with the teeth.
Yeah.
Whatever way they fuck up the teeth. And like he does this kind of laugh and he like puts his fingers over his mouth and he's like laughing and doing this really goofy face. That literally scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah. There was some moments in the show. It's just, yeah, it's so gory, and I gotta go back and watch it. I feel like it's streaming on, I think it's on Netflix.
It's gotta be on one of those.
Yeah, I think so. Did you like the remake that Fede, I don't know how to say his name, Fede Alvarez did? What was it, like 2013 or something like that?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I did, but I think me, much like probably everybody else, I expected a more true to like the source material.
More faithful, yeah.
And you know, I did kind of enjoy a different take on it, and I suppose looking at it now, he always kind of said that he was like, you know, this was just our take and this was my take. It was never, I was never trying to change what it was. It was just a different look. I mean, yeah, I'll be interested to see what Evil Dead Rise looks like. Is it going to be a mixture of this and, because they said it's super dark and super serious. Bruce Campbell said it's like really like dark and gritty and serious.
Yeah, because that's what the other remake was. It was super dark, no comedy. Because I think that was the big thing with the Evil Dead too, is there's a lot of like comedy in it, especially Army of Darkness. There's a lot of comedy and like slapsticky kind of humor in it. But I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was worth, and I loved how they had all the practical effects in it. And
yeah, we love practical effects.
Love practical effects. I think the only,
if I ever win the lottery, I'll give you money to make a movie.
Let's do it.
I was supposed to PA on a horror movie this last month, but I ended up getting a real job and I couldn't do it.
Fuck real jobs.
Real bummer. I know.
Yeah, real jobs.
I kind of regret that. I had just started it, so I couldn't like take a sabbatical like a month. They actually paid pretty well too.
That's like a dream of mine.
It was just the 1 month, so
is to like you were saying, just if I won the lottery and I had a bunch of money at my disposal, I'd just like hire some of my friends and like let's just fucking make a movie. Let's go out to, let's like write a movie, make a movie. Let's just fucking do it.
Absolutely. It'd be so much fun. Hire a couple people who know what they're doing. They can tell us that we're idiots or that they can make it work.
I think I was saying it to you, Josh. Yeah, it was. I saw Ghostbusters Afterlife a couple of months ago, and I just, oh man,
it's just a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's just like I wasn't like I wasn't blown away, but like it gave me. I was very surprised because I can be quite cynical now when I go to see something, because I always kind of, I think I build up things like, you know, Halloween and Candyman and all these different movies in my head, and then I go and see them and go, huh.
Yeah, see, I didn't build this up at all. I was just like, I'm going to see it, and I was pleasantly surprised, and that never happens because I know everything about every movie that's about, and I've dissected it before it's even happened, and it influences your experience.
It does, it definitely does, because I went into this, I don't know how, considering it's Ghostbusters, but I kind of went into it with like very little backstory, or even I didn't even really know what the storyline was, and
I had no idea. I didn't know who was in it. I didn't know anything.
Yeah, and
I knew Paul Rudd. That's it.
The one thing I really enjoyed about it was obviously the callbacks to characters from previous ones, especially the villains. But there, you could see there was a use of practical effects there.
Oh, totally.
With the dogs and stuff. I like that little touch, and it was only something I was listening to today, I think it was. I can't remember where they were talking about that movie, and I mean, the budget I think was 75 million, and
Whoa.
the effects for Egon and his ghost and stuff. Spoiler alert. Is I was like blown away by, because I've seen
It was
movies
really good.
hundreds of millions, and you kind of go, huh, that's clearly CGI, and that looks really, really,
Yeah.
really.
It looked really good.
Yeah, I was very
It's
surprised.
easier to make it look good with like a hologram ghost than that
Yeah, I
actual
guess.
person, but it was still great. Not to take anything away from it, but
Oh shit. Oh shit. Everyone's turning.
I would be so far gone at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I'm talking like Olympic, like track.
yeah,
I'm looking.
I'd be showing off my 8th grade cross country skills.
Yeah, there's no way I'm sticking around.
Yeah.
Like, I love how he's like, they're like looking at their friends as these things going, huh, what's wrong? Let me.
What's the matter? She's sick. Like, no, bitch, she's possessed. Get some holy water and get the fuck out of there.
Power of Christ compels you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you were to really analyze like the makeup and the face and stuff, you'd kind of go, cheap and tacky. But for some reason, I always associate it with Evil Dead, and it just works.
It just works. Yeah, there's just some. It's like this indescribable quality. It just, for the tone and everything that's happening, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing I loved about Ghostbusters is that, excuse me, you can tell it was really made with love.
That's what I think. Yeah,
was
what got me.
I really like that little girl. She was great.
She was great.
She was definitely a tiny little Egon.
Yeah, and then podcast with all of his Ray personalities. It was so great.
The only thing that I had seen that had given it a negative.
Oh yeah, they hated it. I almost mentioned that too. I'm glad you did, because they were just like, they were so cynical about it. Just like,
I think we
this
had
is
this
just, hey,
conversation.
remember this? Hey, remember this?
I
didn't get that feeling.
Josh, I think about Red Letter Media and the fact that they kind of, I feel like that's kind of become their shtick now, is just a rag on absolutely everything.
See, I always thought that's what they were before I
like
really
them.
dove into them, and they are, but not always. Like, they'll like movies I don't expect them to like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think they have like backgrounds in filmmaking. I think their whole thing is they were kind of like failed filmmakers, and that's how they got into what they're doing. So like understand setting up a scene and like storytelling and lighting and et cetera, et cetera. So like when a movie does that well, they like it.
This is terrifying.
I like how it lingers.
Yeah, and that like high pitched kind of like electronic scream almost.
Yeah, it was almost like Matrix when he when he goes into the mirror.
Ooh.
I love that Sam Raimi can't make a movie that's not Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Like even Spider-Man 2, that operating room scene. Like, I love they pull the lady away and it like pulls up the floorboard, or it with her nails, like it scratches.
Yeah.
Which, you know how they did that? It's a wax floor.
Oh,
so simple.
Cool.
But yeah.
There's I don't know if it's actually true or not, but there's like this thing I had seen online a couple of times about when they finished filming this cabin, they had put like some sort of a time capsule and buried it in the ground, like right outside the cabin. And I know that, I think I don't know in recent years or when it was, but the cabin actually burnt down or was demolished at some point. I wonder, has anybody out there actually found that?
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, you'd think there'd be some treasure hunters out there.
Holy shit, he's just chopping. Whoa.
Turning it to red. That's so great.
We said that before you jumped on, Josh, is that even though this is like Sam Raimi's first movie, he had such a clear vision of who he was as a director and what he wanted, and it's just
the confidence in the things that he's doing. Like,
yeah,
that should be heavy-handed and like, but it works. It just does.
Yeah. Oh God. All
The
pieces
twitching.
just moving.
It's crazy how
God.
only from watching this now and like, you know, hearing different things about it, how passionate Bruce Campbell was. I think I had like forgotten how passionate he must have been about this, like the stories of him helping the prop guys and running around helping to set up shots when he wasn't in the scenes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the dude was like super behind this.
Mm-hmm. And I think maybe that's another reason why just like people love him so much.
Yeah.
Is because he's just passionate and he just loves what he does. And
Yeah, and not like
he
a
may not be
diva
the
and just
he's
just someone you want to be around.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I feel like that's a lot of the entertainment industry. It's just like, do you suck? Like, can I spend 24 hours a day with you for 5 months?
I had a director say that to me a long time ago. He said in the casting process, you're not only casting somebody based on their acting prowess, but whether you'd want to spend months with this person every day.
Well, that's why I got offered that position. Like, I have no experience. I got offered that job, and like it was just I talked to him for a bit, and like we were cool. Like, I'm not a social mutant, so he liked me.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh, I can deal with this guy.
Was the woman that he chopped up, was that his girlfriend?
I have no idea.
I think it was, right, Aaron?
I mean, that narratively that would make more sense.
Yeah.
So it would be extra brutal.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen like the Army of Darkness and all that, but I'm aware of them. You know, I understand a bit of what was going on. It's interesting to see him go from like he's like a timid, afraid, like, to this chainsaw wielding, shotgun toting.
Yeah, I feel like the second one is where it really kind of lays the groundwork for the Ash character.
It's just interesting,
that kind of schlockiness,
the genesis of this from where we are here. Like the other guy had to take the axe from him because he was too afraid to do anything with it.
Yeah,
he's just more meek than I expected.
Yeah, just the whole like hail to the king, baby. There's like this great, my YouTube algorithm is so weird, but I saw this one like audience live reaction of that famous part in Evil Dead 2 where he has the chainsaw and he has the shotgun. Thanks for coming on, Gorecast.
Yeah, good to have you.
Thank you so much.
Make sure to jump in again. Sorry, I had my mic muted there. I had no idea.
I never mute my mic because I did it once and it fucked up our audio. We had to restart.
This movie as well has to be, if you look on IMDb and places like that, it has probably more trivia than most movies I've seen.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That. Oh, that's a great shot of his leg with the pants rip.
That's another thing I noticed about people like Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi, those kind of creators. There's always this their work is always so deep. Like I feel like there's so many different books and documentaries and behind the scenes and this and that could be made out of somebody like Sam Raimi's work.
Yeah, because they just care so much. So it's like they have so many details. That just
They
don't have a shot where it's just like fucking whatever. It feels like there's care given to every single scene. Quiet, dog.
The dog agrees.
Yeah. He's like, I love Sammy. Oh, you knocked it off. Come here. Come here. Come here. You lunatic. Come here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you had to stop for a second. Just to be a dick. Hey, stink. Well, thank you for sneezing on me.
I forgot how horrible the effects are in this, and I don't mean horrible as in like bad. I mean like, yeah, just like sick.
Yeah, like skin hanging off and the blood and
what's that?
I love it because it looks like it's fake, but
yeah,
it just I just there's something about it.
I mean, and honestly, like it was a lot of stuff. It was probably they had, like prosthetics and stuff on, and with all the sweat and stuff, it was probably starting to fall off. And
yeah, like they kept it on for like days because they applied the makeup once, and it's like, oh fuck, we can't do this again. We don't have the money. You gotta sleep in this shit. Sometimes the bad effects are almost more frightening to me.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Like something like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, like when they pulled the mom through the door at the very end.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible. There's just something unsettling about how
or the girl on the ceiling, ceiling.
It just it's like stop motion makes me uncomfortable. Like I hate stop motion. It's just something unnatural about the movements
and that's people getting resourceful again, doing stuff that will look crazy.
Yeah, it's just so weird because it shouldn't work, but it does.
She kind of looks like Stockard Channing.
I don't even know who that is.
She was in Grease. She's you'd know her if you saw her face for sure. See, this is the kind of the more fucked up part too, where it's like they're fucking with his mind and they're just going, "Help me, no, help me, it's okay, just help me."
Me as well.
Yeah. They're fucking with his head.
Yeah, I think I'm just desensitized to actual violence.
Mm-hmm.
Because we watched Martyrs, and there's like a flayed human being, and we were like, whatever.
I was not expecting to be like that.
It was so much more tame than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, you see a flayed person, but like pop culture, you see a flayed person in Game of Thrones. Like,
yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones was so fucking violent.
Yeah, for a mainstream thing, seeing skinless people, like, and theirs look better than in Martyrs.
Yeah, I mean, Game of Thrones, actually, now that you bring that up, like that, and that was like that basically from the get-go. Like, I mean, even with like Ned Stark and stuff. And
I mean, the first episode, he just lops the guy's head off.
Yeah.
In front of his like 8-year-old kid.
And the dogs eating, what's his name? Ooh, shit.
Oh, there's so many brutal things in that show.
Yeah.
And that was something everybody watched. It's just. Hey, relax, dude. Come here. I don't know what she's on about. Am I not giving you attention?
Why is she sitting on the floor and not trying to fuck fuck with him or kill him or anything?
Go lay down. Go lay down. Hush buckets. Go lay down.
I don't understand. Like, what's his plan? Like, I would have just blown her head off.
Yeah.
I get it. Like,
anywhere near someone who's possessed.
Your friends and stuff, but.
Yeah, there's that element. It's like if JP was possessed, I'd be like, I want to try and help him.
Yeah, I feel
he's trying to like gouge my eyes out, but come on, man.
It's like what's really great about that first season of The Walking Dead, where like Morgan can't kill his wife even though he knows she's a zombie, and
I wish Frank Darabont was allowed to keep making that show.
God, those first 2 seasons of Walking Dead,
Oh,
especially
my
that first one, were so good. So
I
good.
hate watch that show for so long.
Me too.
The showrunners were so undeservedly cocky because they had crazy viewership and they just thought they were so smart and so good, and they were shit.
Well, what's crazy too is after
me.
Frank Darabont, they changed showrunners like every season.
Oh God, I fucking hate that show. Every time it was about to be great, they just fucked it up. Like they'd be on the cusp of
so monotonous.
This could be great, and they fuck it up with some dumb plot point.
And they really, in that first and second season, in the first season, like they really build out the characters and like the relationship you have with them. Like I can remember, oh God, what's the chick's name? The woman's name, and her husband is beating the shit out of her in the first season.
Oh, Carol.
Carol, yes.
And like just that whole thing with Shane, and like he comes down and like beats the shit out of him down by the water.
Yeah,
I was so
all
that drama.
I love Barenthal.
Oh, Barenthal's great in that show.
See, like Barenthal figured out what the world was before everyone else, and they killed him because he realized what was going on. Like a season or 2 later, everyone was acting like him.
Yeah, true.
Which is interesting, but they didn't capitalize properly. Like the way they use characters, like they do something interesting with Carol or with Rick, and then he'd just do a 180, and like he'd be basically like Rick was like Shane for a minute, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm not gonna kill anybody. Like, and then it's just like back and forth. It's like fucking decide, man.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say because the comic itself is so brutal and so dark, like way darker than the show could ever be. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I think Kirkman. I wasn't really sure what to think of him because, I mean, zombies are. He didn't come up with that, but man, Invincible's so good.
Oh, Invincible is great.
That made me very sure that he was talented.
Well, we mentioned before you jumped on before you jumped on the stream, is that Robert Kirkman and another guy wrote a screenplay for a new Dracula movie starring Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage as Dracula.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I want him to be like Bela Lugosi Dracula. Like
that's what we were saying. Yeah, that's
old school, just like basically in like a tuxedo.
I want to suck your blood.
That would be so
fucking incredible.
Not even picture it.
Oh.
The image of that in my head is like the image of him in the Superman costume.
Oh my God.
Blood! I fucking love Nick Cage. Have you guys seen Pig?
No, I just saw that that's on Hulu.
I almost watched it last night.
Oh,
I was like, I don't think I can deal with this right now.
I hear it's fantastic.
He's really had a resurgence in the last couple of years, hasn't he?
Yeah, I feel like it's because he's really just
leaned into
Chainsaw Time.
Because he's done so many like basically indie movies that just let him be Nick Cage.
Yeah, that's what you were saying earlier, JP. I feel like he's like leaned into that whole crazy, like just like fucking whatever, wild.
I'm not even sure if he knows he's doing it. Like, I think he's just a crazy person. I don't even know if that's like a
because I wondered, was he
self-aware? Like, oh, I'm good at this, I'm just gonna do this. I think anytime a director's just like, do your thing, he's like, fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, like
I'm giving you no notes, you do your Nick Cage thing.
I asked Aaron, Josh, have you seen Mindy?
No, but I really
want to. My God, that movie is fucking crazy.
There's a number of Nick Cage movies I want to see. Like the most recent one was at like some film festival, the Tribeca Film Festival out here. And of course you couldn't actually go. And I missed out on for some reason they had a number of tickets that they would give for online viewing. This is baffling.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and I was a fool and didn't think that they would sell out, so I waited too long. I can't remember the name of it. It's like something Ghostland.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
It was supposed to be good. In the last showing, I just like drug my feet on it and didn't end up getting it. And when I tried, it was sold out. I was like, how can you sell out on the? I didn't think that was a
Online.
thing. Like, why are you stopping people from giving you money? It's insane.
They want
Prisoner
to
of
give it a
the
little bit.
Ghostland. That's it.
Prisoner of the Ghostland, yeah. They wanted
Yeah,
to
I
give
need to
it
see
some
Mandy.
type of yeah.
Did you see
Mandy's
Mom
great.
and Dad?
No.
Yeah.
I like that movie. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
That would have been a movie like when I was in high school. That would have been like my favorite movie.
Mom and Dad. I don't know that one. I gotta add
It's
that.
him and what's her name? She's fuck. Wasn't she in like the Hellboy movies?
Oh,
and...
Selma Blair.
Yes. And there's just something that happens that makes every parent want to murder their kids.
Whoa.
Like it's something that goes over like the airwaves. Like they don't really explain it.
Kind of like Kingsman.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, completely. It's just something that happens, and you only want to murder your own children.
Weird.
It's really fucked up and strange. It's like 90 minutes. It's quick. It's something.
I added it to my watch list.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
What I think of it as well, actually, and I don't know what put me on this. Oh, because yeah, Nick Cage is in Colorado Space. And it reminded me of Richard Stanley. There's let me see, I need to pull it up here. So there's a documentary called I think it's called Two Lost Souls. Let me see if I can find
JP,
it.
just so you know, if this happens to us and I die, you don't have to bury me. I'm good. Don't trouble yourself. Don't trouble yourself.
Because then you'll grab my hand like that and come out of.
I don't need to be buried. Like, burn me up and put me in a box. I don't give a shit. Once I'm dead, who cares? Just leave me where I am.
Oh, the scratching of the leg. Ooh.
Yeah, so what I was looking for there was a documentary called Lost Soul, The Doom Journey of Richard Stanley's Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh, yes. I've heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
My God.
Have you guys seen that movie?
Yeah.
It's
so
bad.
It's
watch the documentary. It's so
it's
interesting.
Like the complete opposite of this. It's trying to do things that just do not come close to working.
When you hear some of the stories about like what actually went on when they were filming that.
I mean, the first director got like fired and then lived like in the woods next to the set.
And he was an extra.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. He's in the movie as an extra.
It's fucking crazy. Like he just like went and got a tent and like
it's kind of based around him, like Richard Stanley. It's kind of but it kind of dives more into like they talk about how crazy Kilmer was when he came on set and
Kilmer.
Like
Val Kilmer is insane. I think he's a crazy person.
And there was what else is it? There's another what's his name? He's super famous.
Brando.
Marlon
Yes.
Brando. That was his last
Marlon
movie.
Brando.
Yeah, like they were talking about some of the suggestions and like some of the weird shit that he would just come up with. He'd be like, yeah, I want to wear like a white sheet over my head. I'm like, why? He's like, because I just do.
Yeah, he was in like peak diva mode.
Oh, dude, he's
towards the end.
I listened to this interview with Richard Donner, who directed Superman and Goonies and everything, and he was talking about Superman, and they were trying to get Brando on because he was hot off Godfather, and they said, you know, you need to go talk to Marlon. He's asking about some weird stuff. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, just go talk to him. And they're talking with Brando, and he goes, so I want to play this alien like a bagel. And Richard Donner's like, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, everyone on Krypton is a bagel. So you would just film a bagel, and then I would just record all of my ADR later.
Like, I know he died relatively young. Like, what drugs was
80.
he
He was
on?
80s. He was 80
Oh, was he?
something, I think. Yeah. He was still
what drugs was he doing? Because he had to have been.
Dude, all
Be
of
that
them.
unstable.
All of them.
I mean, good on him.
Whoa. This last like 20 minutes of this movie is fucking insane.
Yeah, this is when he becomes.
I'm just like looking at some of the weird shit like that Richard Stanley was saying about Val Kilmer and stuff. He was saying
Kilmer's
like,
a crazy person.
yeah, they would like give him his lines, and he would go, yeah, and he would like rehearse all the lines in like a a hotel conference room or whatever, and they'd go through them. He'd do all the lines perfectly, and then he'd arrive on set, and they'd be like, yeah, so you got your lines, you got the script, you've got everything. He's like, no, I threw all that out. We're going to do something different. Literally like 2 seconds before filming. And then he would, apparently they had loads of issues with like the wardrobe girls and like the makeup department and stuff. He would just like pick random things that didn't make sense. Like he'd get like a piece of blue material and just like wrap it around his arm. And he'd be like,
he seems like good crazy. Like he has a documentary about him.
I haven't
seen it.
I want to watch
He
it.
seems likable. Like I think he's just nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely nuts. Definitely.
There's a difference. There's like toxic nuts and there's fun nuts.
Yeah.
I think he might lean more towards the fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of Schumacher commentary on him with Batman.
I'd love for both of you guys to watch that documentary about the island of Dr. Moreau, and then just tell me what you think about. I genuinely, I don't think I've watched the documentary as many times as I have that, just because
I love
it's
a good doc. What's it called?
Lost Soul.
Lost Soul.
Whoa.
I'll get up the exact name for you now.
Lost Soul: The Doom Journey of the Island of Dr. Moreau.
All this blood just coming out of the house. It's amazing.
I don't know what some of those are. It's on Hoopla.
Oh, nice.
Which doesn't work for me for some reason. It's on some. Yeah, I can watch that for free.
Oh, it's
I love a good doc.
Yeah,
I've never seen Hearts of Darkness. The Apocalypse Now one.
Oh, I've seen a little bit of it. It's great.
I've never seen it because I'm always just waiting for it to be for free. I just need to spend the $4.
Oh yeah, David Thewlis. Yeah,
who's that?
That guy that played Lupin in Harry Potter wrote in his diary.
I've never seen the Harry Potter movies. I watched the first one for like 20 minutes, uncomfortably high, and I was like, I'm not in on this.
You know the actor David Thewlis.
With Charlotte, actually.
Oh,
when I lived in San Francisco.
And
she was so excited because she loves those movies, and I was just like, I can't do this.
I'd never seen him. I'd never seen him either, and I watched him with Haley in quarantine, and we watched all of them, and they were great. I love them.
They're actually not bad.
I've been to Harry Potter World like 3 times, and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I wish I loved this shit because this would be amazing.
Yeah, that's exactly
so immersive. There's so much going on. I'm like, can't we have this for like the comic books I love, or like now they have one for Star Wars, but I was like, can I have this for the shit I'm into? Because
I definitely
this is great, but I don't care.
Yeah, no, there's definitely I've had that feeling many times as well. I was like, I really wish I was into Harry Potter because there's like so much shit out there for a Harry Potter fan.
It seems like something I'd be into. Like there's a couple things that people that like the same things I like are into. One of them's Harry Potter and the other's anime. I just can't do it. I
tried to get into anime, but
I've tried many times. It makes me sad. I don't know why. It depresses the shit out of me. I have no explanation for it. There's probably some deep-seated trauma that's causing this. I don't know what it is, but it just bums me the fuck out.
There's not sure if I can pull it up now or not.
That's a great shot from behind him. It's panning from the back of his head upside down over to his face. It's so good. Just the camera angles are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the off center, like it's more than a Dutch angle. That's a finish angle.
Yeah, this thing.
Japanese ghost stories.
Yeah, Yamishibai, it's called.
Yamishibai.
That was something that I got recommended to me like multiple times that I tried to use to get me into that kind of thing, and
I can't. I have no actual reason. It just makes me sad.
I find it like, and now obviously I know that's like a horror based thing or whatever, but like I just found it so depressing and just like
It's something about the animation style that I just can't get on board with, and it just bums me out. I don't know why. It just does. And I wish it didn't, because there's a lot of good.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like the shit I love, everyone who loves that loves anime, and I just don't understand the disconnect for me.
Swedish Horror Nerd says, I grew up with Harry Potter, so it's great nostalgia for me. Deathly Hallows Part 2 was among my first theater experiences when I was 9.
Oh, yeah, because you're so young. And I'm so old.
That even makes me feel old.
That bummed me out, too. That Harry Potter caught me, like, I was a little too old to, like, start getting into it at the time.
Uh-huh.
But I wasn't quite young enough for it to permeate.
Same here. Yeah.
I was in that like age of like, oh, that's for kids. Fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I watched them, I enjoyed them. They were fun.
I should probably go and try again.
Check it out. They're all on HBO, I think.
I was way too fucked up the first time I tried. She was so excited and she just had to comment on everything, and I was just like, this is too much. Gotta stop talking, please. Turn this off. I gotta go home.
There's nothing worse than being like uncomfortably high, not just in general, but also like not in your own home.
Yeah, we weren't at either of our apartments either. We were like a third party's place. So it's just like
hell.
Nope.
Yeah, it was too much. I don't like being too high. I learned a fun trick though. You take ibuprofen and it alleviates a lot of the
highness,
really the bad parts about it. And there's actually like I've heard doctors, like medical people talk about it. Science people who understand. There's some chemical reaction, whatever.
I did not know
and
that.
It does help,
dude. Poor Bruce Campbell. He's really going through it.
Yeah.
It's like being the last one of your friends. It's like my friend Brian said. He goes, "Fuck a zombie apocalypse." He's like, if the zombies start happening, he's like, "Sorry, I'm not living. I'm not gonna see all my friends turn to zombies."
I would thrive in a zombie apocalypse. Like, an apocalypse is like what I need for me to really succeed.
Whoa. The eyeball shit in any movie. 28 Days Later. Oh God. The blood.
It just gushes like a
it's spigot. Like what's that Peter Jackson movie, Dead Alive? Is that it?
Yeah.
Those two directors have a lot in common. Like they have their roots in these just almost comedy gore fests.
Yeah, I love Dead Alive. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
Peter Jackson.
We should do that on a stream one of these days.
I don't know if I've seen that. So I've seen like bits of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. It's like this. It's fucking crazy. And you could tell he made it for like pennies.
I feel like that's surely got to be made for less than this.
Oh, I'm sure. And it's funny, both of them went on to become two of the, craziest, most successful directors. Not crazy like in that sense, but like super insanely successful directors. Respected too. Peter Jackson maybe even a little bit more.
Such an underrated movie. Have you seen The Quick and the Dead?
Oh yeah.
Have you? I know you have because we did a show.
Yeah, we did it on the show. Yeah.
Have you seen that?
No.
Talk about a star-studded cast, like
jeez,
DiCaprio, fucking
Quick and the Dead, is it?
Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone, that's it.
Russell Crowe, Gene Hackman.
It's unbelievable. Like you'll watch that and be like, "How? What?"
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Keith
just
David.
So good. Yeah. The Navy, the voice of the Navy, the bartender in Roadhouse.
The voice of Goliath on the Gargoyles,
and the president in Rick and Morty. That movie's incredible.
Oh.
So Dead Alive had a budget of 3 million.
Whoa.
And made worldwide gross 242,000.
Jesus.
I bet it made up.
Yeah.
Like, we need numbers for after the fact.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Just because something flopped at the box office doesn't mean people didn't get behind it and become a cult classic kind of thing.
Oh, this stop motion decay is great.
I hate stop motions.
Yeah, there's something like really unsettling about that.
Yeah. Well, that's why Ed 209 is so terrifying to me, because he's stop motion.
Do you not like the Christmas stop motion movies?
No, I hate those. Like they make me upset. Like those are scarier to me than Martyrs. Like I'm more upset by the Rudolph stop motion shit than I was at any point in Martyrs.
They should make a purely stop motion horror movie.
I remember like Mad TV did a really brutal take on the Rudolph movie.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
That fucked me up as a little kid. That I'm still paying therapists to get me through that. That hurt me in a special way.
Have you guys ever seen, is it The Rotten Fruit?
Mm-mm.
I don't know what that is.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's
Whoa.
that stop motion.
Whoa!
Oh, it's so good.
What the fuck is happening?
What's that yellow shit that was coming out of that?
It was like oatmeal or something.
Yeah.
Jeez, NC-17, so crazy, so funny.
This was?
Yeah.
Where are we? Yeah, I mean,
Stadler, 121. An hour 21, 17 seconds, 18 seconds, 19 seconds, 20 seconds. Almost done, unfortunately, but
got 4
this was
minutes
a short one.
Mm-hmm.
This was only like an 80-minute movie. Like it's barely a feature.
I love hour and a half movies.
Oh my god, that's my jam. When I was little, all I wanted was movies to be longer, and they were all 90
strange,
minutes.
isn't it?
And now at this age, I'm like, what? 2 hours? Oh, fuck you.
Or 240.
I felt like that with Ghostbusters. Even I was looking at the runtime, and it was like, 124 minutes or something. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Everything has to be 2 hours now. I don't understand.
I know. Or 2+, like 220, 230, 240.
Which it's baffling because that limits the amount of repeat showings you can do in a day. So you'd think the studios would not want that.
Yeah.
I don't watch movies because they're over 2 hours sometimes. When I'm on the fence about it, I'm like, so 2.5. You cracked the two barrier.
Could you imagine Ash going back to all of his friends and like trying to explain what happened here?
Yeah, you'd never be able to.
No.
Like, you might as well have just died because you're
Yeah.
fucked for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
No one will ever believe you. You can't ever tell anyone about this because they'll think you're a crazy person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you tell a therapist this, they're going to have you committed.
Oh, easily. He's the only one that made it to the daytime.
Just drenched in blood.
Jeez.
I feel like getting an NC-17 in the 80s was difficult.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Some fucked up shit. There's a lot of movies that were like PG in the 80s. I don't think they had PG-13 at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some PG movies that are like fucked up. I remember going to like the Blockbuster and seeing something that was like a scary movie or a messed up movie being PG. I'm like, how is this possible?
Yeah. Wasn't Jaws PG?
It probably was because they just had PG and R. I don't think they had 13 at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you get like Critters and things like those creature movies that'd be like PG. I'm like, what? So he scared the shit out of me.
And I love movies. I was listening to something the other day where they talk about movies that are really brutal, but then they have a really upbeat song as the final credits. And that's an example.
Well, I mean, that's like what's his name? Matthew Vaughn's whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, every time he does a horribly brutal scene, it's this upbeat, happy music, but it's just people getting brutally murdered. Like Kingsman or Kick-Ass. It's like a little girl, Chloe Grace Moretz, as like 9 years old, just brutally murdering people to fun, upbeat music.
Exactly.
And he does the same thing in Kingsman, which we just did. I mean, just heads exploding everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So
That was great.
Graduation song.
What did you think of Evil Dead, Josh?
It was fine. There's nothing that can faze me now after watching both Hostels and Martyrs. Like,
yeah,
I'm desensitized to anything. Like, there's nothing that can. Maybe Cannibal Holocaust, where like people actually are like dying
or
in
Green. What was the one that Eli Roth did? Green Inferno.
Green Inferno. Yeah.
From what I know of that one, it's like almost more comical because it's like trying to be that.
Yeah, there's a couple of grim scenes in it, but again, I feel like I'd probably hype it up and then we'd watch it and be like, eh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch anything now. Like,
well, now you got to watch the other Evil Dead movies.
Yeah, like I know this. I hope that we will watch the Army of Darkness and all that. Like, I've always wanted to watch those, but I never really wanted to watch the first one because I knew it was more horror-esque. And that's not usually my thing, even though it's what we do here every week.
Yeah.
So I'm a glutton for punishment.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hurt myself.
We're masochists.
Yeah, like I know what I am. Every time I'm feeling a little too good about myself, I gotta knock myself down a peg or two.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Stadler, stop motion is basically when you have like a figure and you film it. You basically film it for a second in one motion.
Yeah, it's painstaking.
And then you cut, move it just a little bit. Cut, move it just a little bit. Cut.
Like Ed 209 and RoboCop stop motion.
Yeah. Like the old reindeer and Frosty the Snowman stuff.
Yeah, the claymation stuff.
Claymation, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything before computers were invented, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. But yeah. Oh, and PG-13 Swedish Horror said it was invented in 84.
That's a good fact.
Yeah. I forget
the year I was born. Yeah, I'm old.
Me too. We're old, motherfucker.
Just turned 37.
That was fun.
I want to do the rest of them. I want to see the Army of Darkness stuff. I think I'll enjoy that even more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I don't really have feelings about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad I watched it,
Mm-hmm.
but I have zero feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm dead inside. So
Well, I think once you watch the other ones too, you'll appreciate it, because Evil Dead 2 is basically just a remake of the first one, but with more money.
so
Yeah.
I don't need that. Maybe we just jump to Army of Darkness.
Yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that.
I've always heard so much about that, and I've always really felt like I needed to see that. I have some
You know
weird
what?
gaps in my
Actually, don't.
film watching, and
I don't think I've
that's-
ever seen that.
Army
You
of
never seen it?
Darkness
I don't think I've ever seen it in its.
entirety. Oh, we
Yeah.
should do that next then.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I
Because this was
genuinely-
my bridge to that. That's why I figured we'd move along to that.
They look so ridiculous as well.
Yeah,
Oh, God,
I love
so
that.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I love a ridiculous movie with a talented person at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm all about that.
Yeah.
Just give a talented person creative control to do something bonkers.
Exactly.
Like we talk about it all the time, things that shouldn't exist. Like I'm so happy when things happen that should not exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that kind of feels like one of those things.
Before we jump off stream, are we good to do Army of Darkness next?
I'm in.
I actually won't be here next week because I'll be at a wedding in Mexico. But you
What's
guys
next week? What's
next
the
week
days?
is
I don't even know what
the-
day it is now.
the
I
9th,
can do I can do the next week or the week after. No, I can do all those. I have to go home at like the 17th or 18th, but I'll be back before a Tuesday. So I'm
And-
bringing my whole rig.
One last thing, can you guys check and see where Psycho Gorman is streaming for you?
Yeah.
I
got it.
really want to watch. Have either of you guys seen that?
No, but we've talked about it before.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it before. I really want to do that next because it's not like I wouldn't consider it a horror movie.
It's not streaming for free, but you could
It's on Hoopla.
well if you have AMC Plus, you could stream it on there, or you could rent it on Apple.
Is it Crazy Price?
Amazon something.
Hoopla, it's on Hoopla too.
Amazon S. What is S? Shutter. Oh, it's on Shutter.
Oh, gotcha, yeah. But yeah, I'd be down to watch that too at some point.
Yeah, I'll
Oh,
spend
man.
$3.
Well,
I
now
would
with
do-
Christmas coming up too, we should watch a Christmas horror movie like Krampus or something.
Krampus. I hear Krampus is good,
I hear Krampus
Krampus
is
is
fun.
good.
and I love
Yeah.
Adam Scott. So
Yeah.
And it's not like
or Jack Frost.
again, like I wouldn't consider it a horror movie, but it is, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see everyone's going crazy now about the Funko have released a Turbo Man doll for Christmas this year.
Get the
Funko?
fuck out of here.
they released a what?
A Turbo Man. A Turbo Man doll.
I never got
Turbo
into
Man.
Funkos. I don't get it.
Oh,
Like, good
I
on
was
you if you love it, but
Oh.
I don't get the Funko Pops.
I was really into them for a little bit, but then I kind of lost
just
interest.
don't get
But
it.
they're still fun. It's just like a
Look,
collectible.
I'm not shitting on them. If you like that, good
Mhm.
on you. I just don't. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Um,
The Turbo Man doll. Yeah.
see if I can. Maybe this won't work.
Oh, you're gonna try to mirror screen share? Oh,
For 1 second.
amazing!
You know, I've never seen Jingle All the Way.
Oh, it's
It's a good
stupid
movie.
and
I've
fun.
never seen it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's fun.
That was
The
like a
Turbo
period in
Man
my
doll.
life where I was just out on Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
It was a small period, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely way back in on him.
Oh,
I really want one of those, but there is no way I'm paying over $100 for one right now. I'm not sure what
fuck
they retailed.
no.
They retailed. I think they were in Walmart or somewhere, like a
Mhm.
Walmart exclusive, but I don't know how much I can
You
imagine.
have Walmart where you live?
No.
I don't think so.
No, no, unfortunately.
No,
But I'm not sure how much they were. Oh, let's see. Okay, all right. So there were $35 in Walmart, or
That's
you
not
can
so
pay
bad.
$100 online.
I do love that. I saw a thing where the Spider-Man tickets for the first day are going for like $900.
That's insane. Oh, the terrible man dog.
I have two
That's
tickets to it. One at 5:30 and one at 11. Because I got the one at 11 at the theater near me, and then I started looking at other theaters, and one like 40 blocks away. I can go at 5:30. So
There you go.
I might watch it again.
Depending on how good it is. Which
Yeah,
I'm sure it's gonna be great.
I don't really want to watch a movie at 11 that's 2.5 hours long. That's 3
No.
hours with. All right.
Yeah.
I fucking hate how many previews there are.
At AMC's, there's a ton.
Fucking hate it. Because then
There's
they,
a ton.
after the previews, then they have this stupid AMC thing with
Nicole Kidman.
Yes. Like, fuck off. I'm here. I know AMC. You don't need a commercial for AMC. I'm here. I know you. Like, what are we doing?
I think
Fucking angry.
that might actually be a new marketing strategy though, because I know we have that here as well. We have like two competing brands, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And I've noticed that both of them do this thing now where they have all the previews, and then there's this weird, like, it says like 5 minutes to showtime, and then they like do this like advertisement for the company.
Like, you're
the
here.
brand.
You know what this is.
Yeah.
You don't need to be beaten over the head with it. Love Nicole Kidman, but fuck that. I also don't need 6 fucking trailers before.
Yeah.
Any
3
trailer,
tops.
any movie I want to see, I've seen it.
I've seen the trailer multiple
I used
times.
to love trailers when I was younger because we didn't have the fucking internet. So it was new. It was exciting. It was like, oh, what's coming out? No, we all know. Stop it. Just stop it. I go to movies like 20 minutes late now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm that asshole that shows up later because we have assigned seating, and I can't fucking do it. I can't do it.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm just upset, but before the movie starts, because I'm just so pissed off about the shit I'm having to sit through that's pointless. So I'm angry, and it ruins the whole experience. I hate it.
Yeah, it's not so good.
So before we go, is there anything that you guys have been watching new? Or anything you'd recommend?
What have I been doing?
This season of Succession is fantastic.
So good.
It's really good.
So good.
I
love Roman so much.
Oh,
I love him so much. He's somehow become my favorite person. He's somehow the most competent of all of the children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he actually does know what he's doing, and he's like doing.
Oh, for sure.
Love it.
I randomly watched Unforgiven yesterday, which is fantastic. I love that one. I love that movie.
What?
It's the one with Clint Eastwood. It's the one with Clint Eastwood and Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman and.
Oh man, what a cast!
Yeah, and Clint Eastwood is basically this like old retired gunslinger who these prostitutes hire him and Morgan Freeman to go kill the guy that cut up one of their fellow prostitutes, and you kind of throughout the movie you find out like Clint Eastwood was just like a fucking awful human being when he was younger.
I love Clint Eastwood.
Oh, it's on HBO. Check it out. Nice. If you haven't seen it, it's great. I'd seen it before, but I just randomly watched it again because I love Westerns, and it's great. It's awesome. It's really good.
I got a comic book coming that I'm very excited about. Every time I go to the comic book store, they're always like, oh, fuck, this guy's coming in. Because I always ask them for something that they don't have. It's always some random thing from like 10, 20 years ago. They're like, yeah, it's not in print anymore. Like, what are you doing? And I always know it. I know they're not going to have it, but I would rather, just in case they do, I'd rather give them the money than
for sure or whatever. Yeah.
But I ordered the first volume of the Annihilation run, which is just where this annihilation wave just of like alien bugs just sweeps through the galaxy and like kills everybody. It's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's quite good. I'm very excited for that. It comes Friday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I feel like I haven't watched anything new recently. Like, I feel like I haven't done much of anything, to be honest.
I feel like I keep doing things, but I have no memory of them.
I'm the same way. I'm like, what did I watch? I was like, I had to really think about that for a second.
I watch stuff all day long because I barely work. I've found out that I can do my entire week's worth of work in one afternoon if I really try. So I'm watching shit all the time. I don't know what I'm watching.
Check out we're doing, like we said before, we're doing Spider-Man 2. We're recording that tomorrow. That'll be coming out soon.
And there'll be another Spider-Man the next week.
Yes. We're trying to play on the Spider-Man sequel train. So we're doing Spider-Man 2 and then Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Sweet SEO.
Yes.
And we just did the Kingsman Secret Service. I love that movie. That's one of my favorites of all time.
So fun.
I just got my ticket for the Kingsman. When I go back
can't wait
home.
to see that too.
I'm excited, except for the fact that they don't do reserve seating in Iowa. What year is this? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm. It depends though. If you go, some places do. I've been back home.
Yeah, the one I used to work at doesn't. Still the best job I ever had.
That's one job I wish I would have done in high school, is worked at the movie theater.
Yeah, in high school I was a supervisor. I got to tell 80-year-old men and like 14-year-old kids what to do. That's great.
What do you say that? Because that's literally exactly how it is. There's a movie, a Disney movie called is it Phantom at the Megaplex or something like that?
I think so, yeah.
Which basically is exactly how I picture it, where you have like the old dude that works at the theater and like
they like take the tickets. They're just there because they don't have anything else.
I think actually they even have
a retirement job.
Yeah, he's like an old guy who actually doesn't even work there, but they just kind of let him like, do his thing because he's just like whatever. He's like,
I don't even know if no one actually worked there. I got promoted so fast, like, because I was the only person who could count. And then they needed a new supervisor. I was like, hey, I could do that. They're like, okay, just because I said that. Like, okay, I guess you're the boss now. That was the best job ever. We got, again, that was before, I mean, the internet was around, but like we didn't know when movies were coming out in the same way that we do now.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was back in the day of like radio previews, you know, the radio station would give out passes to a movie like a week or two early.
Mm-hmm. And
we used to get those in and we'd start them up at like midnight and we'd just get a case of beer and get shit faced and watch whatever. That's how I saw Old School. And I didn't know that. I knew nothing about it and it just popped on. It was like, what I just watched.
This is amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, being like 17, 18 when that came out.
And I won't repeat the line, but we messed up the projector and it started like a little bit in, and it was the first thing that popped on screen was when he's in the backseat of the cab. He's like, I don't have a seatbelt. What do you recommend I do? I recommend you.
No. Yeah.
And we were just like, what? That was the first thing that just punched us in the face. We're like, what is this? What is going on?
Well, unfortunately, guys, I gotta jump off.
Dude,
so we're gonna do Army of Darkness next, and then possibly Psycho Gorman at some point soon.
I'll do that too.
And we need to pick some sort of Christmas movie or something. It doesn't even have to be. I know you guys had said horror. I mean, I'm down to do a Krampus or something if you want to, but I was even going to suggest, I don't know, like Jingle All the Way or I don't know, something.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do Die Hard.
What about
Die Hard 2 is around Christmas, right?
There was something else that was around Christmas that I was thinking about the other day. I'll think about it and we'll
Yeah,
discuss
we'll
in our
figure something out.
chat.
If you can't do next week, we could do Psycho Gorman next week. You and I.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then get back into it.
Yeah, cool. That sounds good.
that.
So Psycho
That's
Gorman
fine.
next week.
All right.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks so much for, if there's anybody still on here, thank you so much.
There is a couple of people floating around.
Oh,
Nice. Awesome.
God bless
Thanks
you all.
for sticking on. Yeah.
With our goddamn nonsense.
Appreciate it. We'll see everyone next week. Follow the guys down below. You can see all the stuff there. The links are in the description.
ActionMovieBookClub.com, ActionMovieBookClub on Instagram, ActionMovieBC on Twitter.
And my links are just my links. I'm not even gonna. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you again, dude. This is so much fun.
Love it.
Always
fun.
Always.
Peace.
Later.
See ya.